Well, I just repainted all these doors. I took them downstairs in the garage. I took all the hardware off, all the handles, all the hinges, all the door stops. And then we decided to go with a different color. I just put this door back up, and I actually made a video of that. So if you want to see that, it's on a previous episode. But today, this particular video, I'm going to put the door handle on. If you want to watch that, stick around. And we'll see which handle over there we're going to be installing. Which handle are we going to be installing? Are all door handles created equal? Of course they aren't. They are not created equal. Okay, I've got three kinds of door handles here. They're all the same design, so to speak, but they're different. You see here, we happen to like the paddle type handles. They got all kinds of different paddle handles at the store and stuff. And see this one? This says bed and bath. See this one here? This says hall and closet. And this means this is a passage handle, which means you cannot lock it. You can just open it from both sides with no knowledge or anything. Just open it. This one, bed and bath, I call this a privacy handle. Privacy meaning that when you close it, you can lock it, or you can leave it unlocked, and you can and you don't need a key or anything. You just use a thumb turn. Where would you need a bed and bath? Well, that's short for bedroom and bathroom. Of course, on your bedrooms and bathrooms, you don't necessarily want anybody to just walk in there, right? And so in the bathroom, I would put a privacy handle here. And they call it a bed and bath, okay? And same thing with all the bedrooms. All the bedrooms, sometimes you have bedrooms with just a passage handle with nothing to where you can't lock it. Well, sometimes you may want privacy in your bedroom. Maybe you don't want the kids coming in. Maybe you don't want your guests coming in. Who knows, okay? And so you would put the bed and bath, the privacy handle on there. And the passage handles, here, we've got a closet here. I've got this little tiny door right here. Look at that. Not very big, is it? That goes back on this little closet with the storage shelves. That obviously is going to have a passage handle on it because we don't need a lock on that. We don't need that. And then where else did I put a passage? Where else can I put a passage handle? See, in the closet. In the closet, you don't need a privacy handle there. You do need a privacy one for your bathroom and for your bedrooms. Okay? And so that's why, that's how they distinguish it. Sometimes you see passage and privacy when you go to the store to find a doorknob. But here, the privacy is bed and bath. The passage is called hall and closet. I just happen to show you both, well, in a hallway too, or a closet, or a storage area, you would put that. Okay, so obviously we've got this door here is going into the guest bedroom. So which one of these are we going to use? Yes, of course, the bed and bath. Let's do it. Now, interestingly enough, hey Joe, how come you decided to go with the Defiant? You ever heard of a door handle company called Defiant? I never really had. I mean, there's all kinds at the store. I usually like to use, when I'm doing passage, paddle handles like this, and privacy handles, I like to use Schlage. Well, this mimics the Schlage paddle handle. It's slightly different, and this is called Defiant. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to give them a shot. What the heck? I've installed Passage before, or Schlage before, and I'll give it a shot because this, I like this too, lifetime guarantee. You know, after a while, sometimes these have a tendency to flop back and forth. Well, it says lifetime guarantee. And so I'm thinking that if I ever have an issue with it, it probably is like save your receipt and send it back and do all kinds of stuff. But I know that they wouldn't put that on if they didn't feel this was a good handle. Okay, so that's the reason. And here, reverse levers fit right or left-hand doors. Now, most handles nowadays can do that. You can interchange it. you take, there's a little pin hole on the side of the handle if this is the wrong way, and then you can pop this portion of the handle off and the portion over here off, okay? And they pop off, and then you flip them around. And on one of these doors, I might have to do that on this particular door. I don't know. This could be handed properly. We'll look at it here real quick and see. Let's just see if it's handed properly. Oh, and of course, you always know on the privacy handles what side is going on the inside of the door and what's on the outside of the door. But if you got a passage handle, you don't necessarily know. But like see, for a passage handle, I don't like to have the screws on the outside, the mounting screws. Because see, on the inside of this particular kind, you can see the screws. And you can see the screws on Schlage too. I could have put these screws on the outside, flipped these handles around, and it would have still worked. Do you see what I mean? But I didn't want that. I always like to have the mounting screws on the inside of whatever door that I'm using. That way on the surface, on the outside, is all nice and finished. And granted, other types of door handles, maybe the escutcheons on both sides don't have any screw holes. And that would be because you would screw it in first, and then you have a trim cover that snaps over it. Well, even on those, I like to put the mounting screw ones on the inside of the door and then snap your cover over it, and then you wouldn't have any screws at all. Okay, but not on this particular one. All right, so I like the look of it too, and I think it's going to be fine. Let's just kind of set this up. Let's see if this paddle handle is set up. See where the screws are. Obviously, is on the thumb turn side. And I always like to have the paddles contoured facing down like this. Okay, it just looks more pleasing to the eye. But did you know, if you have older people in the house or somebody who's handicap inclined, let's say, you could flip these handles around. And I've seen it where the handle is curves down and then tilts up. That would get somebody who can't use their wrist as easily and who might be slipping off of here. This will be raised up so they can just take their hand or finger or their palm or however they're opening it, and it makes it easier for them. And so you can interchange them that way too. But I happen to like the looks of them facing down. Okay, so I'm looking at this. The screws are here, the thumb turn is on the inside. This is the way it's going to go, just like that, kaboom. Just like that. So this one's handed properly. I don't have to do anything with the handles. But on doors where the hinges are on the right-hand side, it's very opposite of this door, okay? This handle wouldn't necessarily fit. I mean, it will still fit, but then you have to pop the handles off, okay? As you're installing it, after you set it and all that kind of stuff. And they have a little tool in here. They got directions and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that is what I'm going to put in here. It's very simple to do, and I'll give you a couple pointers along the way, and show you different things. Your door, for instance, your door may only have a round hole here. And did you know years ago, some doors, when I first started working, and if they just had a round hole, but if the doorknob and the door latch came with a rectangular face frame, I would have to mortise all of those in. And if we had 20 doors in a house, guess what? I had to mortise 20 of them in. Well, you don't have to do that nowadays. These are interchangeable. You've got a face plate that fits on a mortised out, or I did lots of doors, and I had some on my channel. I don't know if I have those, but I had to take the latch apart, and I had to put this round trim piece on, and then it fit on a round, just the round hole, where sometimes they just drill a hole there. Okay, so if you want to watch this, stick around. You might learn something. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos as always. What door am I going to install next?